Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Africancrab. Today we are going to work on how to make this beanie here, an ear flap beanie with some buttons to add on to some charm. I already worked on a tutorial on how to make this particular beanie with a pom-pom, so go ahead and take a look on how to make that, and then we will work also on how to make the ear flaps. I will be starting this tutorial from scratch, so if you do not want to take a look at the video before, that is fine. I am working with a 9mm hook and a chunky yarn. This is Hometown USA in color Anchorage Ice. You can use any other color. You're going to need 2 skeins of that. Okay, go ahead and make a slip knot. I use the slip knot actually as my magic loop. A lot of people try to work the magic loop. I think it's just a lot of trouble. Just make a slip knot and pull through, and that gives you that circle there. Pick your straggler and hold it along the length of that circle, and we're going to work over it. Okay, go ahead and put your crochet needle through the circle, yarn over and pull through, and work 2 chains, and this is going to act as your first half double crochet. We're going to work using the half double crochet. Okay, now work 8 more half double crochets in the circle for a total of 9. Okay, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Slip stitch to join at the top of your chain 2 at the beginning, and go ahead and tug on this straggler to close your ring, and that's what your work should look like. Chain 2, turn your work around, work a half double crochet in the same chain as your chain 2, in the same stitch as your chain 2, and we're going to work 2 half double crochets in each stitch around for a total of 18 stitches. So work 2 half double crochets in every stitch for a total of 18 stitches. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my row, and so I have 18 stitches now. Go ahead and slip stitch to join at the top of your chain 2 to close, and that's your work in row 2. Chain 2, turn your work around. For row 3 we are going to increase every second stitch. Your chain 1 is your first stitch, so in the next stitch work 2 half double crochets, the next one 1 half double crochet, the next 2 half double crochets, and this will be your repetitive sequence for a total of 27 stitches at the end of row 3. Okay, your repetitive sequence is 1 and 2, 1 and 2 all around for a total of 27 stitches. And you'll find your work is gonna add up really fast because this is chunky yarn, and we are working half double crochets using a really big crochet needle. Alright, so this is my 27th stitch. Slip stitch to join at the top of your chain 2. That's what your work should look like. It's curving a little, and that's exactly what it should look like. chain 2, turn your work around. Row 4, we are going to increase every third stitch. Your chain 2 acts as your first stitch. Work a half double crochet in your next stitch, and then 2 half double crochet in your third stitch. 1 half double crochet in the next stitch, 1 half double crochet in the next, and 2 half double crochet in your third stitch. And this is going to be your repetitive sequence all around for a total of 36 stitches. Okay, 1 half double crochet, 1 half double crochet, and then 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. So work that all around for a total of 36 stitches. Okay, I need to pull some more yarn, bear with me. Okay, continue to work in the repetitive sequence of 2 and 2 until you get to the end of row 4, and you should have 36 stitches at the end of that row. Okay, I'm coming to the end of my row, and I have 36 stitches right here. Slip stitch to join at the top of your chain 2, and this is what your work should be looking like. And that is the end of our increased rounds. Chain 2, turn your work around. For row 5 to row 11, you are going to work just 1 half double crochet in every stitch around, not forgetting to turn your work around every time you get to the end of your row. So go ahead and work 1 half double crochet in every stitch around for a total of 36 stitches on every round until you come to row 11, and I will meet you there. Okay, work through all that. I'm going to work with you here. Go ahead and continue working until you have all of your 11 rows with 36 stitches on each row from row 5 through row 11. Okay, I'm coming to the end of row 11. I have one more stitch. Slip stitch at the top of your chain 2 to close, and this is what your work should look like at row 11. Okay, we're going to turn it. This is the inside where we have the straggler at the top here, and this is what it should look like. Now, if your work looks small to you, don't worry about that. This stretches easily, as you can see, and because it's chunky, once you start to wear it, it will stretch and go right back. So it's not actually small. This is an adult size. This is for heads with 22 to 24 inches in circumference. So don't make it any bigger unless you're making it for someone with a bigger head size. If you're making it for someone with 24 to 26, then go ahead and make 40 stitches instead of 36. Okay, so we're done with that. Go ahead and make a slip stitch there and tug on there, and get your scissor I wonder where mine is. Oh, there we are. And we're going to cut our working yarn off. Okay, cut that off. Now, don't cut this straggler yet. It's going to work as your marker for where we're going to start working on the ear flap. So turn your work around. Now, where the ear flap is going to be our back, the back side. So go ahead and count 6 stitches, 3 on each side of the straggler. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Now what I want to do is get a bobby pin or a marker, a stitch marker, and mark just the beginning. Okay, and then we're going to start working on the ear flap. So get your yarn, and bear with me, and then we're going to go ahead, and I always make a slip knot to make it easier to work with. So we are going to have 6 stitches on the back open. So where I put the bobby pin, I'm going to go ahead and work on the next stitch from the bobby pin, which is that one. Get that and pull through and chain 2. We're going to work 9 half double crochets towards the left. Okay, so that's the chain 2 is your first stitch. Let me move this down a little bit. Okay, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 2, turn your work around. We're going to work 5 rows, that being your first one. This is the second. And you're just working half double crochets back and forth for 5 rows. Don't forget to count because it's easy for you to miss that last stitch. Make sure you have 9 on each row. Bear with me, I'm opening up my yarn here. Alright. And at the top of my chain 2 here, make sure I don't forget that. It's a little tricky because I started with it, but there we are. Okay, chain 2, turn around. This is my 3rd row. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 2, turn your work around. Bear with me, I need to open up my yarn. It's kind of, I don't like working on the back side of it because then I have to keep opening it up. I normally use the inside, so it kind of just slips out. Bear with me. Alright, my needle just dropped. Okay, and we're on row 4 here. Go ahead and work 9 stitches. chain 2, and this is the fifth stitch, fifth row. Okay, alright, and this is row 5. For row 6, chain just 1, turn your work around, and you're going to work a single crochet in the second stitch. Okay, we're going to skip that stitch. You chain 1 is the first stitch. We're going to skip the second and work a single crochet in the third, in the fourth, single crochet in the fifth, single crochet in the sixth, single crochet in the seventh. We're going to skip the 8th, and we're going to slip stitch in your 9th stitch. Then chain 1 as a slip stitch and tug, and then we're going to cut the yarn right there, and we are done with one ear flap. Okay, now you can remove the bobby pin away, and this is the back side. We still have this straggler here. So from where you started, you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the 7th we're going to work from the inside or from the back. It doesn't really matter, you're just pretty much working the same stitch. Okay, so let me pull out my yarn here so I don't have to worry about it turning around. Now the Hometown USA yarn, the patterned one, like the one I'm working with here, normally has less yardage. So if you buy the solid ones, I believe you get more yardage, unless otherwise. Let's see, maybe not. The sticker is covering that. Alright, so we're going to work on the other ear flap again. Make a slip knot, and we're going to work on the 7th stitch here. Don't forget to work over the straggler. Chain 2. Let's see, I move this here. Alright, and there's a straggler here. Just hold it along the length and work over it. And this is 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chain 2, turn your work around, do the same thing, work 5 rows of half double crochets, and then your 6th row would be of a single crochet. Coming to the end of my 2nd row. Again, don't forget that first chain 2 acts as your first stitch. That will be your 9th stitch on the back side. Chain 2, turn your work around, work 9 half double crochets in row 3, chain 2, turn around, this is your row 4, work 9 single half double crochets in every stitch. Chain 2, turn your work around. This is my 5th stitch, my 5th row. Again, I'm working a single half double crochet in every stitch for a total of 9, in this row. Okay, and then for row 6, chain 1, turn your work around, skip your second stitch and work a single crochet in the third, a single crochet in the fourth, single in the fifth, single in the sixth, single in the seventh, skip the 8th stitch and slip stitch into the 9th stitch, and make another slip knot and cut the working yarn and pull this through. So now, as you can see, we have both ear flaps. This is the front, which is much wider, and this is the back with just 6 stitches at the back here. Okay, now what we're going to do, we are going to work all around using the half double crochet. Okay, I will start at the back, okay, so I can work over the straggler here. So I'm going to start right where the yarn is. Okay, we're going to work using the half double crochet just to work all around to make it neater and then close up our work. So bear with me just a moment. Pull through my yarn. Okay, so I will start right where the straggler is, put my needle beneath it, okay, yarn over and pull through, chain 2. So I'm going to hold the original straggler plus the new straggler together along the length of this heart, and I'm going to work over them. Okay, so we're just working a half double crochet in every stitch around, including around the ear flaps. Okay, so we're just working along the length, and as we do so, we're going to crochet over each of the stragglers that we've worked with, and this will give you clean work. So let's make sure I hold that, all the stragglers below here, and we're just working a half double crochet along the length of the hat, including the ear flaps. So on the side of the ear flap, there's no particular stitches to put your needle through, so just make sure they're as close as possible wherever you put it, so that the stragglers do not pull right out and show through your work. Okay, so just make sure you're careful working through that. And if one of it is sticking out, you can always just cut it off when you're done with a scissor. So just continue working all around, tugging the straggler along. And as you work around, you'll find the work becomes really cleaner and well-rounded and smoother, so it's not looking very rugged. So I'm working on the front here. I'm pretty much done with the other ear flap. working towards the second ear flap. Okay, so I'm going to start working on this ear flap, working all around it using the half double crochet. I'm coming to the edge of the second ear flap, and there's the other straggler. I'm going to keep it along the length here so I can walk over it. And that keeps it tucked in nicely. You don't have to keep sewing in using a tapestry needle. That way the only part you will be sewing is the end of this particular working thread and the original straggler when you started the beanie itself. Okay, so let's see, I'm getting back to the beginning here, and all my stragglers are tucked in nicely. You cannot see any of them out. And this is my last position here. And then I'm gonna slip stitch at the top of my chain 2 where I began originally. Okay, slip stitch again one more time to close it up, and then let's get the scissor and cut off the working yarn, pull through. Now this is where you're going to need a tapestry needle to weave in this, but as you can see now, we've worked through and our ear flaps look really nice, and the edge of the hat looks smoother. These are the ear flaps. They're big enough to keep your ears really warm and toasty. Now what I do is what I did is got 2 big buttons that I'm going to put on each side of my ear flaps. Where is the other one? Here it is. And just using a tapestry needle, I'm going to cut a small piece of my working yarn. And because my tapestry needle has a big opening, this yarn will go through it just fine. My problem, let me see if it will go through here. Yes, it will. So I'm going to thread this needle. Oh, well, I better use the other side. Make sure it goes through the needle hole. Okay, this is not working too well. It normally goes through just fine. One more time and try it again. Alright, so I got it, and then I'm going to put 1 button on each ear flap on the side. Now if this is for a boy, you don't need the pom-pom. You can add the pom-pom later, but if you're making it for a girl, you can go ahead and add a pom-pom. I guess my needle is too big to go through my buttonhole. I'm going to try it one more time. I might have to use a different needle. Alright, this is not going through. So I'm going to find a different needle and perhaps a different button too. Alright, let me try this needle. This might work, in which case I'm going to have to open up my thread here and use just a smaller piece. This should go through just fine. So I'm using a smaller needle and this should go through fine right here. Now I'm using a brown button, but you can use any color button you like. And if you don't want to add a button here, you can add something else like a football, something that you like. And if you're making it particularly for somebody that likes maybe basketball, or for a child you can add their favorite embellishment on there. Okay, so I'm cutting that off, and that's what the button looks like right there. And I'm going to add the other one on this side, and I'm pretty much done. Don't forget to tug in the straggler at the beginning inside the hat and weave in this one, the working yarn that you ended with. I'm going to thread my tapestry needle and I'm going to weave this in so that it's not seen. Just kind of work it through there. And then cut off what's left over, and voila, there is your winter Earflap beanie. And this is an adult size, so it will fit either a he or a she. Let me take off this one here. This is pretty much the same, except on this one I used 2 different colors and I have a pom-pom. This is for a girl. And this one here can work perfectly for both girls and boys. And if I put this on top of my Duchess here, this is what it would look like. Because Duchess has a small head. But this is it. You can always add a strap here to tie it at the bottom of your head. I can wear this myself and it will fit perfectly well because it's an adult size. And let's see. Let me move this up just a little bit now that we're done. And this is what it looks like. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and if you make yours, please feel free to share it with my fans on my Facebook page. There's a link at the bottom of this tutorial. There's also a link for just making the beanie if you do not want the Earflap, and the beanie also includes the pom-pom and how to make the pom-pom and attach it. Okay, thank you all for watching. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. And don't forget to like my video if you like it. Share it with your friends and family. Have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.